I'm Jane Pauley. This week on Today, freed hostage David Jacobson, Iggy Pop, a special New Year's party with Donald Trump and Kathleen Turner. This week on Today.
Tomorrow. Late night on TV 11, it's the show that has launched some people to fame and fortune, putting on the hits immediately following News 11 at 10. And tomorrow at 7, Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer star in the highly acclaimed family favorite about the musical Von Trapp family, The Sound of Music, on NBC's Sunday Night Movie, here on TV 11.
I'm Joan Steffen.
And I'm Kevin McDowell. Coming up on News 11, hundreds of Minnesota Gopher fans are in Memphis tonight, revving up for tomorrow's big Liberty Bowl game. We'll have a live report.
And also from Memphis tonight, a special inside look at Graceland, once home to the king of rock and roll.
On their way home tonight, hundreds of stranded travelers will tell you why many are still stuck.
And in tonight's News 11 Extra, you'll meet Dennis Brakey, a man whose life has taken a whole new direction.
News 11 is next.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden lights. Hey, it's a good time for a great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight.
Big news, everybody. Now you can get a Big Mac at McDonald's for just 99 cents after 4 p.m. So make it a Big Mac tonight.
Get the orange soft drink with 10% juice. Mandarin Orange Slice.
We got the juice, we got the blast, we got the taste that no one has. We got the juice, orange slice.
And for cola lovers, Cherry Cola Slice with 10% juice.
We got the juice, we got the twist. Cherry Cola Slice. We got the cherry Cola's miss. Cherry Cola Slice. We got the juice.
Mandarin Orange and Cherry Cola.
Slice, slice.
At Ribnick Furs, we've never really understood what possesses other furriers. You see, a long time ago, we had to make a decision. High rent or low prices. Ribnick Furs, where the most elaborate new fur collection in the Twin Cities costs you less. Go somewhere else, and chances are you'll pay for a lot more than a fur.
Now, the Twin Cities' fastest growing television news. News 11. With Joan Steffen, Kevin McDowell, Randy Shaver on sports, and meteorologist Sally Patrick.
Good evening, everybody. Topping tonight's News 11, last-minute madness in Memphis.
Tomorrow, the Gopher football team takes on the Tennessee Volunteers in the Liberty Bowl.
The Gophers will be trying for their second consecutive bowl win in as many years. And it looks like they'll have an awful lot of hometown support when they take the field tomorrow night. These folks at Twin Cities International this afternoon were waiting for their flight to Memphis for the game. And at least one special charter carrying 300 fans took off today as well.
Randy Shaver is already in Memphis. Jeff Passel joins us now with the pregame warm-up.
I can feel the excitement beginning to build. For those of you who are counting, this is the Gophers' 5th postseason bowl appearance, beginning with the Rose Bowl back in 1961 and 1962. In fact, they won the national championship in '62. The Hall of Fame Bowl was played in 1977. And last year's Independence Bowl win over Clemson. So the Gophers, their 5th appearance. If the Gophers beat Tennessee tomorrow night in Memphis, it would be the first time ever the Gophers have won 2 consecutive bowl games. And joining us now live via Skylink 11 from Memphis with all the Liberty Bowl Eve hoopla is Randy Shaver. Randy, go ahead.
Jeff, as you can imagine, as you can see from here, it is a madhouse here on Beale Street in Memphis. Now, I don't know if you can see behind me, but you can't see behind me. Beale Street is kind of like a blues alley in Memphis. It's Memphis's answer to Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Now, I'm outside the Rum Boogie Cafe. Inside is where a lot of the action is going on here tonight as well. They're having live music inside. It's one of the more popular spots here in Memphis. Now, the place, of course, has been taken over by Gopher fans, as it has been taken over out here on Beale Street. Now, the fans are having a good time, as you can hear and see, and the team is having a pretty good time, too. They arrived here on Christmas Day, but as you can imagine, things got pretty serious today The Gophers went through their last practice, and it was a good practice for them. They had to tune up. It's kind of like to go through assignments and do things like that in order to get themselves ready. They were relaxed today. They reacted very well for about an hour and a half at practice today, and they seem ready to go. Now, Marcus McIntosh is a backup safety for the Gopher football team. He has interned for us during the past couple of summers, and Marcus has been nice enough to keep a diary for us. Well, tonight, Marcus tells us what it's like a day before the game.
Dear Diary, Sunday back home has always been a day for family, and here in Memphis, no exception. I had breakfast with my parents, Sister Robin, and fiancée Roberta this morning. It was nice because the sun was shining and I was able to relax.
Did you drive all the way? Shouldn't let Robin drive.
Robin would have went for him behind. We never got there.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have my family here in Memphis for tomorrow's game. It makes this experience that much more special. There was a big crowd on hand today for the Liberty Bowl luncheon. I sat next to a player from Tennessee. Coach Goody sat with Miss America, Kelly Cash. I would have gladly traded seats, but I had fun anyway.
Hey, when did you guys come down here?
We left about 11 this morning. We got here about 5:30.
The next time I see my new friend will be tomorrow night on the opposite side of the football field. We held our last practice late today, just a tune-up for the game.
Pass, pass! Ball, 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 ball!
It's time to think football and forget the bowl hoopla. I'm ready, and I know my teammates are. That's it for now, Diary. Tomorrow, game day. I can't wait. Marcus McIntosh, News 11, Memphis.
Folks, I want to explain something to you at home. If you're wondering why I'm looking off to the right, I cannot hear anything, so I'm taking a cue from somebody over in our live truck. It is so noisy out here on Bill Street. Now, the Gophers, about 2 or 3 hours ago, got a chance to visit Graceland. That, of course, is the home of Elvis Presley. Now, we had a chance to tour Graceland today ourselves with a group of Minnesota fans, and let me tell you, it was quite an experience today.
Love me tender, love me good, never let me go.
And love him they did, and still do. About 500,000 people a year make the journey to Graceland, the mansion where the king lived for 20 years, the place where he died nearly a decade ago. Graceland has become Elvis' personal time capsule, a living history of a life that had an impact on millions worldwide. To watch it all, a TV room with 3 televisions often on at the same time. And he not only watched, he played.
I'd like to welcome you all to Elvis's pool room. The pool table in the center of the room is one of the very first things that Elvis purchased when he moved into Graceland.
You ain't nothing but a hound, gone, crying all the time.
Many Minnesota fans who toured Graceland came away with a good feeling. The memorabilia and
I'm going to give you the chance. Do it. The Gophers against Tennessee tomorrow at the Liberty Bowl. We'll be live tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Jeff, it is a madhouse. Back to you.
Randy still hasn't figured out that he is in Memphis. He's wearing the down jacket. Everybody else has short sleeves on.
Let's hope there's something to celebrate tomorrow night.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
If you're still planning on catching a flight to the Liberty Bowl, call ahead. There have been a few fog-related delays reported, thanks in large part to a fog problem in Atlanta, a national hub for many airlines. More than 120 flights there had to be delayed today, causing backup problems for a lot of other airports. That system should be back to normal by tomorrow morning.
An apparent murder-suicide in the small town of St. Michael has taken 2 lives. The body of Violet Zachman was found at her home last night. Now, she had been shot by her husband, police say, Anthony Zachman, who then turned the gun on himself. Friends and neighbors in this small town are shocked.
Thing for a small town, you know, just hurts all of us.
I told you he was a real nice guy, and he's real friendly. I've known him for quite a while. And I never knew he ever hurt anybody.
Anthony Zachman was living in a nursing home at the time, but was home for the holidays when the shootings occurred.
In Cass County, Minnesota, 2 men are in custody tonight, suspects in a weekend murder. Yesterday, just off Highway 2, authorities found the body of a young man shot to death. The possible motive and the identities have not been released. The search for a man believed to have drowned under the ice of Lake Marion has ended tonight. Sheriff's divers searched yesterday and today without success, trying to recover the body of a man now identified as 29-year-old Michael Clarence Johnson of Glencoe, who apparently drowned when the truck he was driving went through the ice on Friday. Sheriff's deputies say they will resume the search next spring.
Investigators tonight are blaming arson for a series of fires in South Minneapolis. There were 3 garage fires, all set within 15 minutes and 4 blocks of each other. They started shortly before 4 this morning. Only one of the garages, this one at 38th and Grand, was totally destroyed. Authorities say a type of accelerant was used to start them. No injuries and so far no arrests. Another blaze this morning in a duplex on Emerson Avenue in South Minneapolis is being blamed on faulty wiring. Extensive smoke and fire damage reported. Some people sleeping on the first floor. They made it out safely. No injuries there. And there was a 1 injury in a house fire this afternoon in Oak Grove in northern Anoka County. 3 fire departments had to be called in. At one point, firemen had a problem because there wasn't enough water. 4 people were inside. 3 made it out okay. The 4th had to be treated for smoke inhalation and was then released. Investigators say it appears that it was started in a chimney.
Governor Rudy Perpich will set a new record tomorrow as the state's longest reigning governor, 6 years and 1 day. That beats the 6 years served by Governors John Pillsbury, Theodore Christensen, and Orville Freeman.
And still to come tonight, a possible replacement for CIA Director William Casey.
And a Tokyo community is still recovering tonight. An elevated train was blown off the tracks this morning, killing 6 people. That story when we return.
I feel it's very important to have a car like a Cadillac Eldorado in the business world.
And now's the best time to buy a Cadillac for business, to itemize and earn significant tax deductions unavailable next year, including sales tax and 100% of your '86 loan interest. And for a typical Cadillac used for business, you may be able to depreciate twice as fast if you buy before December 31st. See your accountant, then see your Twin Cities Cadillac dealer.
Investors Savings consistently pays higher interest rates than most Twin City banks and savings and loans. Take a look. Here's what a $1,000 certificate of deposit will earn at some banks and at Investors Savings. Here's what $1,000 in a money market savings account will get you at some banks and at Investors Savings. How does your bank rate? To find out more, check the Investors Rate Chart in your Sunday newspaper or call the office nearest you. Member FSLIC.
Ugh. Why can't I ever take decent pictures? Where did I go wrong?
Maybe to the wrong photo finisher. Look, if they gave you bum photos, ProX will fix them. Free. Bring us your most disappointing pictures, plus their negatives, and we'll reprint a few, just to show you how much better ProX makes them look.
See? I can take decent pictures.
ProX. You won't be disappointed.
Maybe I should turn pro.
The time, right now. The place, your Mazda dealers. The event, Goodbye 86, with good buys on the incredible 87 RX-7. Winner of 7 straight IMSA GTU championships, and already sticker priced thousands less than Nissan 300ZX. Buy now, while sales tax is still deductible, but hurry, the end is almost here. See your local Mazda dealer for a good buy now. Don't let time run out.
As President Reagan vacations in Southern California tonight, there's talk of a behind-the-scenes effort to find a replacement for ailing CIA Chief William Casey. Among those being considered, Treasury Secretary Jim Baker, Energy Secretary John Harrington, and Interior Secretary Don Hedel. Sources within the White House say Chief of Staff Donald Regan is quietly handling the changeover plans.
Gale force winds blew a train off a bridge west of Tokyo, sending it crashing down into a factory below. That story tops Datelines. The excursion train had just let off its 180 passengers when 55-mile-an-hour winds sent 6 cars toppling. A factory 130 feet below was crushed. 5 workers and a train conductor are killed, 6 others hurt. In Manila, a new twist to the weekly demonstrations against President Corazon Aquino. The protesters burned copies of Time magazine, which last night named Aquino Woman of the Year. Condemning the alleged interference in their internal affairs, demonstrators tonight called for Time magazine to get out of the Philippines. And in the Netherlands tonight, a demonstration of a different kind, quieter. More than 750,000 dominoes were tipped over to form the face of Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh. And for those keeping track, today's record domino tippling beat the old record set in Japan earlier this year, and I know Sally keeps track.
I do. That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder how long it took to set that up. It only took a few seconds to knock it down.
I don't know.
I didn't think you did.
Must have been a long time.
Good question, though.
One of those rhetorical questions, Kevin.
Today was kind of a miserable day.
Yeah, it was not what we hoped for at all. The clouds hung in, the fog hung in, and the temperatures were a little bit cooler than what we hoped for. But all in all, it's still above normal. The high today was 32 degrees under all the clouds and fog. 22 was the low this morning. Sun rises at 7:51. Right now we have 32 degrees. It's been 32 for the past several hours. Cloudy skies. Winds from the south at 8 miles an hour, making the wind chill 22, and the pressure is now falling. I was looking back over the last 30 years, since we've been so warm and so dry this winter. Look back over the last 30 years to find out the least amount of snowfall over the season. This is what I found. The least amount was the 67-68 year snowfall season, 17.5 inches. That was it. Now, the fascinating thing about all of these years where we had a very little amount of snow on the season was the amount of snow in the month of December. Very consistent. December had roughly about 2.5 inches each of these years when the snowfall for the season was very light. Very consistent. Now, if you're wondering, this year, this December so far, we've had just a little over 4 inches of snow. So if history is any indication, we should have a little more than 20 inches of snow. We'll see. January should be interesting. Over the next couple days, I can tell you, there are no big snowstorms in sight still. What we have is still that westerly flow of air in the upper levels, bringing in, well, a few storm systems, a few little wrinkles in the atmosphere. As you can see, we have one right over us now, but other than that, no big storm systems. What you need for a big snowstorm is a cold flow from the north. Those storms like to feed on the cold air. None of that in the future, and for the next week, it's going to be more of the same with temperatures right around the freezing mark. Take a look close up and see what's going on. We do have clouds and fog right now over the eastern portion of the state, and now in Rochester, freezing drizzle along with some fog. Could be a little slip and slide over southeastern Minnesota, especially over the bridges, overpasses, and around those clover leaves getting on highways. Be careful there for an occasional slick spot. Shouldn't be a major problem. Right now, fog 27 in Duluth, 40 degrees still in Pierce, South Dakota. The map for tomorrow should show clouds during the morning hours, and then in the afternoon becoming partly sunny. It will be drier and a little bit cooler with a northwesterly flow of air. We'll have the forecast for you for the Twin Cities and for Memphis, Tennessee, coming up next.
Over 1,500 cars and trucks here right now at Towsley Ford and Towsley Subaru for our last week of the year sale. All prices are clearly marked so you can see the savings for yourself. Sale prices on over 200 four-wheel drives. Final closeout prices on 86 F-Series Ford trucks. Subaru discounts up to $1,000. Last chance, last week prices on everything. Financing as low as 3.9 APR. No matter where you live in the Northland, follow the searchlight through Thursday, New Year's Day. Last week's sale savings at Towsley Ford and Towsley Subaru, White Bear Lake.
Years ago, mothers who cared gave their children the one laxative specially made gentle for children, Fletcher's Castoria. And today, mothers who care still prefer natural, good-tasting Fletcher's Castoria.
When you hurt, turn on the heat. There's no beating deep heating. For soothing warmth, penetrating relief of minor arthritis, pain, and stiffness, turn on the heat. Mentholatum Deep Heating Rub. There's no beating deep heating.
Levitt's brings you their lowest prices of the year. Check Levitt's ads for hundreds of exciting bargains. You're gonna love Levitt's lowest prices of the year.
The time, right now. The place, your Mazda dealers. The event, Goodbye 86, with good buys on the all-new 87 323 DX wagon. Standard features like front-wheel drive, electronic fuel injection, 5-speed overdrive, and many more make it one remarkable value. Buy now, while sales tax is still deductible, but hurry, the end is almost here. See your local Mazda dealer for a good buy now. Don't let time run out.
If you think the folks that have traveled to Memphis for the Liberty Bowl game are in better shape than we are, not really. Temperatures are not that much warmer in Memphis. Here's the forecast for tomorrow night for kickoff time. Partly cloudy skies in Memphis. Temperatures should be around 44 degrees, dropping into the upper 30s by the end of the game. We'll keep our fingers crossed for the Gophers. Should be a good one. Let's take a look at our forecast tonight. Cloudy, fog, freezing drizzle is a possibility. Watch out for an occasional slick spot or two. 23 degrees the overnight low. Morning clouds and then some clearing in the afternoon to partly sunny skies for your Monday. 28 degrees the high with a northwest wind. Clouds come back on Tuesday, 33 degrees. Cloudy on Wednesday, 30, and Thursday, clearing skies, 31 degrees. More of the same. Maybe I should just tape this and come back when the weather changes.
That might be a good
You wouldn't
idea.
notice the difference.
I have the answer.
To the domino question.
Days. It took 18 days to set up all those dominoes, 4 minutes to knock them down. Now, wasn't that interesting?
18 days. Boy, trivia questions don't get much trivial.
Trivialer.
Trivialer. Okay. When we come back, our News 11 year in review.
Tonight, a look back at the St. Paul Ice Palace. Stay with us.
The final week is here. The final week of your Better Buick-Dealers year-end clearance. The final week every new 1987 Buick in stock is sticker priced for immediate sale. The final week to get a sales tax deduction on your new Buick. And if you buy this week only, you can get air conditioning at no extra charge on specially selected Buick models. But hurry, clearance prices, the sales tax deduction, and air conditioning make this final week the best week of the year to buy a new Buick. And that's final.
You've heard about glasses fast, glasses right? At the Eyeworks, fast means just a few hours, and right starts right here with a total eye exam from an Eyeworks doctor of optometry. And ultra-fast service from our own lens lab. For the right look, choose from over 4,000 frames, or choose from our contact lens center for a look that's all you. Get your glasses fast, glasses right. At the Eyeworks, the Eye Care Superstore. Call for an exam or bring us your prescription.
The war is over. Car Wars Indoors is history. Now through Tuesday, it's Used Car Wars Indoors. 800 late model, low mileage used cars priced from just $295. That's right, $295. Imports, domestics, economy to luxury, trucks too. Priced from $295 at Used Car Wars Indoors. Used Car Wars, St. Paul Civic Center. Prices start at $295. Everything must be sold. Wednesday they go to auction. Used Car Wars Indoors. Be there and save.
Between now and the end of the year, News 11 will take a look back at the big stories of 1986. And tonight, a look at the return of a St. Paul tradition, the Ice Palace, built for the '86 Winter Carnival. Janet Mason remembers.
The Ice Palace project got off to a slow start last December when sponsors were hard to come by and the weather